Geminis are the most versatile of the zodiac signs. In fact, you could go as far as referring to them as a jack of all trades, and you would not be wrong. They're extremely fast and smart, but their curiosity mostly gets the better of them. They're fun to be with, but can wear you out if you do not have enough enthusiasm to keep up with their high energy. Gemini is one zodiac sign that wishes it could clone itself to get more things done. They have a dual nature, which makes it easy to misunderstand them. This makes it imperative to understand their unique nature, because if this understanding is achieved, then a Gemini may be the only friend you ever wished for. In this episode, we will unravel the mysteries of the people assigned to the sign of the mutable twins. What is the origin of the zodiac sign? Gemini is the third of the zodiac signs, and they are represented by the twins, Castor and Pollux, known also as the Dioscuri in Greek mythology. The sun typically transits the sign in the tropical zodiac from May 21st to June 21st. It is a mutable positive sign ruled by the planet Mercury, with air being its element. In fact, according to legend, Castor and Pollux alternate between halves of the year in the afterlife, the heavens of Olympus. This is perhaps why Geminis have the urge to travel between worlds, converse with many types of people, and pursue interests simultaneously. Geminis have some outstanding characteristics worth paying attention to. They're super friendly and will never pass up the chance to talk to anyone. They make great buddies since they are really animated and entertaining. These gregarious sorts, who are mostly always the heart and spirit of the party, know how to lighten the air with a delightful and fun experience. They're very entertaining and skilled at mingling with people, so they never have the problem of feeling left out. Geminis are best to have as partners in crime for all your wildest conspiracies. Even if you manage to find one who is reserved, be sure you will still find a trusty friend in there. Geminis are of Mercury, the planet of language, communication, and travel. This also explains why these air signs easily establish connections through conversation and questions. They also enjoy dissecting things in order to comprehend them. The ability to connect with others through language and move effortlessly between social groups makes these mutable twins verbal wizards as well. Geminis can be really sweet on their best days and, well, the other way around when having a bad day. They're the mutable sign of the air group, so we expect nothing less. These dynamic ones are sort of human chameleons because their mood can shift and change at any time, which makes them both easygoing and flighty. Due to this dual nature of being dynamic and witty, they're able to detach from past events that should naturally hold them down. You would instead find them continually looking out for the next big adventure. They're always full of that energy to constantly see the bright side and the ability to stand their ground in almost any circumstance. Another thing about these air signs is that they are inquisitive by nature and can't help but be interested in everything. They are open-minded and blessed with the capacity to assimilate information more quickly than any other sign of the zodiac. Their inquisitiveness is sometimes mistaken for nosiness because no matter how hard you try to keep your darkest secret hidden, a Gemini will eventually find it out. Although considered to have a sort of dual personality, members of this zodiac are loyal to a fault. You can always count on them to remain devoted to you for the rest of their life. However, if they feel you are acting in a way they don't agree with, or if they believe you are not being loyal to them, they won't hesitate to speak out. It is then up to you to decide if that suffices for them being two-faced. As a sign of their loyalty, you can trust the sign to always look at all sides of the story before tackling any issues related to their friends. They could go as far as consulting other friends for advice before they make a decision. Call it gossip if you like. A Gemini calls it information gathering to better understand situations. The twins also have a strong emotional side that needs nurturing, even though they are naturally fun and full of life. They like their alone time whenever they feel like having no one in their face. What does someone so social do when alone, you ask? They spend their solitary time in their world of imagination. Writing, reading, and thinking of new ways to share their zodiac gifts with the world are some things they love doing. As long as a Gemini is fully charged and can genuinely connect with their gifts to the point of expressing them, they become an unstoppable force of energy that enchants and inspires even the other signs of the zodiac. The air and fire signs are similar as they are both quick, impulsive, independent, and social. So don't be surprised when you see a Gemini forming friendships and romantic attachments with their fellow air signs. Aquarius and Libra, or fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Fun-loving, life of the party, and bustling with energy. There's nothing not to love about Geminis, right? Well, these loyal people also have some difficult traits which should not come as a surprise. Everyone has traits others would consider hard to relate with. If you need a spur-of-the-moment type of person, just pick a member of this zodiac. Impulsivity drives their behavior. They have a tendency to be abrupt, which typically goes along with their carefree nature. The twins are so unpredictable that their decisions can change in a heartbeat. They get easily bored, which is why they enjoy keeping things fun. Their spontaneity makes them unable to concentrate on a task for a long time because they lose motivation easily. While their impetuousness frequently leads to problems for them, this trait also ironically provides them with an equally rash escape out of the issue. Geminis also enjoy trying their hand at multiple tasks, and they enjoy taking on new challenges. Anyone could easily see this as a positive trait, forgetting that a jack of all trades is a master of none. Geminis occasionally take on more than they can handle, and they are mostly not able to perform at their best under pressure. They have a tendency to become overly anxious about the responsibility of poorly managing what life throws at them, which sometimes puts them in a moody phase. One thing that is mostly considered a bad side for Geminis is their sarcasm. Sarcasm and verbal irony are the specialties of these mutable ones. You can always count on their quick wit and dry humor to come to the rescue even in the most dire circumstances. The best time their sarcasm becomes irritating is especially when you are asking them for honest advice. If you can always remember that a Gemini's advice mostly comes after they might have spoken in a way that is sure to turn you off or annoy you at first, then you have no issues with them. When it comes to exaggeration, they're the best at it. They're extroverted individuals who would do anything to make a good impression and keep those around them interested. This mostly causes them to exaggerate certain subjects just for laughs, as they constantly seek attention, strive to be intriguing, and depend on other people's approval. Similar to the other air signs, Geminis hate to be restricted. In fact, say the word commitment and watch them take flight with alarming speed. This is why they hardly ever seek anything long-term and would prefer to be single or by themselves to experience all that life has to offer. Their perspective of relationships as a roller coaster makes it tough for them to commit to just one person. Even in committed relationships or friendships, Geminis are constantly on the lookout for new friendships and won't think twice to quit if they find what they think is superior to what they already have. This is especially true when they are struggling for compatibility. If you can keep them intrigued, then don't worry about commitment. The secret is to keep the relationship interesting, as they love new challenges. Geminis are also one bunch of emotional jumble. It takes them nothing to get emotional, and they frequently experience dramatic mood swings thanks to their two very distinct personalities. If a roll call is made for the most materialistic signs, you can expect a Gemini at the top of the list. Geminis are drawn to things that are charming, smart, and beautiful, which does not necessarily translate to inner beauty. In their search for independence, since they consider commitment a punishment, they would rather take their time to evaluate what catches their fancy on the surface and chase after things or people with those qualities. What we can all agree on when it comes to these air signs is that they love keeping their opinions open, taking advantage of many opportunities, and keeping up with everyone and everything. In fact, we only have to take a look at a few of our favorite mutable twins, such as Kanye West, Heidi Klum, Angelina Jolie, and others to understand the classic traits of the Gemini. Do you resonate with these characteristics? We would love to read about your experience in the comments below.